Acustats Video Productions presents from the Executive West Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, the 3rd annual Derby City Classic. My special guest for this feature match is Danny DiLiberto, and I'm Bill Incardona. Danny, the feature match. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. We have a player from Moscow, Russia by the name of Evgeny Stalev. I've been watching him play this week. A little bit of one pocket, a game he was totally unfamiliar with, but yet very effective.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter, and I'd like to say more about him. I don't really know. I like to say he's one of the best players in Russia, but I only know 2 players from Russia, and the other one's his brother. They both showed up at the U.S. Open in Norfolk a couple years ago. And, of course, I'm very familiar with Charlie Wiliams. He's from my home state, and he's been dominating a very, very tough Florida tour.
Yeah, Charlie Wiliams is definitely a quality player. Even though he may not be a household name, he certainly is a very quality player. Now, what I really like about Evgeny Stalev is that he's so, loose when he's at the table. He just doesn't, he seems like he doesn't care what happens. I mean, he's got a very loose stroke. He shows very little emotion, like he doesn't even know what's going on. You know, he's just totally comatose, if you will. But
I think he's just very happy and content to be in America around pool players, you know, because I'm sure he doesn't have this kind of competition in Russia, and this is a great chance for him to go to college here. You know, when he goes back, he's going to be much better one-pocket player than when he got here. But I also heard, I'm sorry, Billy, but I also heard that he went to the Philippines. That's how he picked up a little one-pocket. Okay.
Williams pocketed the 2-ball on the break, but he's failed to come up with a shot on the 1. The 7 fell in between the 1 and the cue ball, as you can see. Now, he may be able to see the outside of the 1 ball. That's the left side of the 1 ball. This shot's okay, but he has to hit it very thinly. And if he misses this shot, Danny, the 3-ball position on the right-hand side of the table could be a possible interfering ball and help him. If in case he misses it.
No, you're right. If he tries to bank the 1 at the pocket towards the 9, he may go behind the 3, of course, hitting the ball a little low. So I don't think to start with it's such a bad shot. I mean, where are you going to push if you push?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about him cutting the 1 in.
Yeah, well, that's what he's looking at. But don't you agree in this case that the 1 banking is a better shot, and he's going behind the 3?
I don't think he can see enough of the 1 to bank.
Maybe not.
But
maybe not,
the 3 still will possibly aid him if he misses this.
Well, distance will definitely aid him, especially if he does this.
Right. So therefore, the shot that he selected was a pretty good shot. He had a lot of things going for him on that shot, and that was one of them, leaving him distance. And not only did he leave distance, but he also repositioned the cue ball behind the 4.
To me, it looks like he's got a 2-rail kick, and that's it, which makes a pretty big ball. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's almost like a 7-inch target shooting at something like this. See it? And he caught part of it, and he returned the favor. I mean, he's safe. I don't know if he's going to go rail first, try to make it. I mean, rail first kicking it might be a good shot. There's no telling.
I don't think he can make it. I don't think he can hit far enough up on the cushion to pocket the 1 ball. So it looks like he's going to have to play some sort of a safe off of the 1 here.
Well, if he kicks at it with a little speed, this 1's going towards the 9 ball, I believe. Unless he kicks that way, you know. If he kicks that way, he can knock it behind the 7. Because the 6 has that pocket block. That's not a bad idea. A light kick at the 1, try to knock it behind the 7, and if all goes bad, the 6 has got the 1 blocked.
He could even kick it into the 7 and make it in the side.
Well, I don't know. He kicked the wrong side of it, so we're going to get a chance to see. And by the way, I wanted to say his name, Evgeny Stalev. I like saying that name. I feel a little jealous that he has a name like that. I'm just plain Danny, and you're just plain Bill. Well, let's see what if his firepower holds up under these circumstances here, and he did. Great shot.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a testy shot to open up the match with as well, and he put it down pretty nicely. He's going to be careful not to get behind the 5 here, because that's the direction the cue ball is going to be going, unless he hits it with the speed that he doesn't hit it that hard.
You mean like get right where he is now, but then how do you get to the 5? You know, he's almost got to play position, stroke it, and try to get behind the 5 and a good shot on the 4 like this. Because just getting to the middle of the table and taking the shot be tough to get to the 5. Now he has a chance to.
Yeah, he can draw it back, possibly playing the 5 in either the upper right-hand corner, the right-hand side, or even the lower right-hand corner.
Right.
Nicely executed shot.
He got sort of on the 50-yard line, but he's going to shoot this, I believe, in the side pocket and draw the ball to the rail. As Weenie Beanie would say, he split the wicket.
Yeah, he takes 2 preliminary strokes normally, and then he shoots.
Got perfect. Great touch.
3 strokes that time. Really a loose player. Very little expression. 1, 2, shoot. 1, 2, shoot.
He acts very relaxed, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Casual,
Yeah,
and like, this is nothing. I'm
really
practicing, right?
Yeah, I like that.
And he let out an expression. He grinned a little because he won his first game on Accustat's TV. Maybe his first time on any kind of videotape. And he won the game. Well, let's catch his break now. They say he breaks pretty well, you know, and he's another kind of slightly built guy that can really pound these balls.
Well, he's pretty loose, and he does break good. He has a lot of power.
He made 2 balls. He's got a cut at the 2 in the corner, and if he can avoid the 4, he can go right to the 3 ball. Looks like he can miss the 4 with the right speed.
Yeah, it looks like that he can miss it and then end up playing the 3 in the upper left-hand corner pocket, like so.
Nothing to it. Does have a real loose stroke, but he may have got dead straight.
Looks like he's got a little bit of an angle here. Not much.
Well, you know, it's really a bad spot to be in with just a little angle and all that, because the 4 is so important to fall on properly because of where the 5 is. There's only a few places you can get to the 5 from the 4. If he has a little angle, he might be able to draw 1 rail. You know, shooting hard creates a little more angle. Now, if he has any angle at all, he can come back to that rail the stick is leaning on, and he can really draw the ball with maybe a little right-hand English and get real good on this 4. Oh, he hit it with a weak stroke there. That was like a wasted shot.
Yeah, it was a weak stroke. Yeah, you got that right.
He had to really stroke the heck out of that cue ball. We see a flaw, though, but, you know, I probably shouldn't say it. I like seeing flaws because in case you ever play them, you know you have a chance. But I started to hesitate because I might never play them anyway. Now, Charlie Williams gets a pretty good inning here to start with. If it goes a little further, he's going to be perfect. Well, he's got a slight angle. He doesn't have much.
Well, if he doesn't have much, he'd probably fare a better playing position for the 5 in the upper right-hand corner, drifting in between the 5 and the 6.
Ordinarily, that's very acceptable, but these are tight pockets. You better get perfect on the 5. And if you get perfect on the 5, you'll be a little imperfect on the 6. But it looks like he's winding up to stroke it and try to fall on the 5 in this same pocket. That's what he looks like. Doesn't look like he's about to roll anything. He might even be drawing at 2 rails. That's what he did. How do you like that little stroke, Billy? Remember when you used to do that?
I thought that he had more speed on the cue ball and should have gotten closer to the 5. Had he had a little English on the cue ball, he would have.
That's exactly right. You know, just a little bit of right-hand English, that ball would have really got closer. But I think he's fine. He's a good shooter. I haven't seen any flaws in this kid. And he's a good money player, too.
Game number 2 goes to Charlie. Ties up the match at 1 game apiece. I believe this is the first time Charlie's played on Akisnet as well, so interesting to see how they both respond to the pressure. And so far, it looks like both players are, are fairly comfortable.
Charlie laid down a heck of a stroke on that 4. And like you said, if he had a little bit of English, he would have been, that ball would have picked up speed on the second rail. But meanwhile, it was sufficient because he got out easily. Check the rack like everyone else does.
$178 players entered the 9-ball. I believe there were only maybe 18 left.
And you told me today you could beat 78 of them.
Well, I might have been stretching it a little bit, Danny.
Well, you keep looking around. All right, we'll take it for granted that you beat the 3 or 4 girls that were in it, and that's not for sure.
I said that I wasn't even going to count the women.
Okay, don't count them.
Okay.
Right, I wanted to give you a break.
Got to pay attention now, all right?
I remember that, but why didn't you count the women? I mean, you want them to march or something?
Because I don't want to play any of them, that's why,
okay.
All right?
Okay.
Why would I want to subject myself to all that pressure?
Well, I didn't want women's lib to get on Accustats, but I'm glad you changed things, or didn't change them. You probably felt that all the while.
In the meantime, Stalev started this rack very nicely, making a nice shot on the 1 on the side.
And he got where he wanted. It wasn't an accident. That's where he wanted. But he got a little funny here. He may have to come with a lot of reverse English here. Got to go forward with a little left-hand English and hit the rail and straighten out, which he did very, very well. Oh, it hit the spot and went off. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He was going to have a perfect angle, and it hit the spot. Well, this is Murphy's Law.
He should draw into the 7 here, Danny. That'll stop the progress of the cue ball. And now he'll have a pretty good shot on the 5.
Go 2 rails?
6 to the 5. Excuse me, 6 to the 7.
Oh, he likes to use that little reverse.
He's repositioned the cue ball ideally for the 6. Natural angle, naturally, for the 7.
Don't get straight in on the 7, though. That's the only thing wrong, but
He's got excellent speed of the cue ball, if you've noticed.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's Russian, but somehow or another, he reminds me of the Filipinos. He's got the same kind of stroke, that like pump handle stroke, goes up and down, loose. You see it? That might be a testament that he's gone to the Philippines a few times, because he seems to have their stroke. You notice it? A little like the Efren.
Well, he's very loose, and the Filipino players, they also are loose players.
Right.
And that loose stroke. But I think that he developed his stroke in Moscow. It's difficult to change your stroke, once you played a certain period of time. Anyways, he seems quite comfortable winning game number 3 and taking a 2-1 lead in a race to 7 against one of Florida's, if not Florida's strongest 9-ball player, Charlie Williams. course, Buddy Hall lives in Florida as well, Danny.
Yes, he does, but I think Charlie has beaten Buddy more than the other way. At any rate, that's not an insult if you think Buddy's better than him. That's a tough tour. I mean, it's like playing a world tournament when you're playing that tour. Tommy Kennedy plays in it. Sometimes Ray Martin, Steve Miserak.
Well, Ray Martin playing 9-ball was never his strongest game. And plus, he's getting up there in age now.
Oh, yeah, he's real ancient. He's my age.
Well,
but,
that's what I was saying. He's getting up there in age.
Yeah, but you and I know that Ray Martin has either finished real high in a 9-ball tournament a few times or even won one.
Now we'll have an opportunity to watch Evgeny break the balls again. This time he may hit the one ball a little more on the face.
He still glanced it a little bit and it banked. Maybe he's playing that. You know, that ball has banked there twice now because he's glanced it a little bit.
Well, I think he is playing it, but I think he's playing position on it. And he'll take it if it goes that way as well. Notice he's drawing the cue ball back down the table, too.
I know, you're right about that. Now, where do you push? You got to be careful. You can't just say push and throw it out somewhere to the right because there's a safe in a 9-ball billiard. Well, he's going to put it on the rail so the guy can't even think of that. Good shot.
This is a difficult shot to accept here. I don't think he has any chance of pocketing the 9, particularly if he cuts the 2. And if he cuts the 2 in the lower left-hand corner, he may go underneath the 9 and end up in deep trouble.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to shoot at it and get to the 3-ball. At least it's, you know, if he does, it'll be a fortunate shot. You're right. I'd have to think about giving this shot back.
Yeah, I think I would give this shot back. Whoever shoots this shot, I believe, in my opinion, will have a disadvantage in this game.
Yeah, I can't imagine what he's thinking of shooting this ball. If he's going to pocket it, I mean, you know, if he's going to try to play some kind of safe, that's different. He shot at it, and the only reason he got where he did is, you know, he hit it on the full side. But if he hit it thinner, he still could have got there. So it was a shot, you know, for the money. He wouldn't have hit the 9 for sure if he hit it thinner. And we got a 2-rail kick. If he gets underneath it, he can billiard the 9 in. If he comes underneath that 2,
it's possible.
Yeah. See it?
Yeah, it's possible.
But anyway, he...
good speed once again.
Yeah. I don't know if he might have left the edge of the 2.
And excellent kick.
Very good kick. He left the edge of the 2, but I think Charlie's going to have to kick at it because he can't gain much thinning it, I don't think. What does all this mean? What does that all mean? That kind of aiming here, I mean, there's nothing I can see strategic that way, unless he's trying to line up the kick. Well, then he cut it. He went right at the 7. A little harder, he might have made the 7 because it rolled in. But see how much it rolled in? It wound up rolling. It was going right on the 7. If he hit it on the nose, he would have been all right. But now he's left it. We're going to get a chance to see some shot making here, possibly. And what do? You can't just fire it because you're going to get out of line. You got to actually roll this ball, don't you? Right? If you're going to play position, you got to roll this ball.
Either that or draw it to the other cushion.
Yeah, that's what he might do.
Because he doesn't want the 2 to stay around if he misses it. So now he missed it. Now the 2 left. So that's why rolling that shot may not be as good, because if you roll it and miss it, then you're more subject to leave a return shot. Not that this isn't one, but it's one that carries a lot of distance. So therefore,
I don't think he has anything to shoot at. He might invent it. What is he trying to do? Isn't he going to, like, maybe hit the left side of the 2 and bank it 2 rails by the 6 and maybe drop the cue ball behind the 4 and maybe onto the 9? I mean, wouldn't you try that shot? You see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I see what you're talking
well,
about.
he's looking at shooting the ball. But I like this. Hit the 2 right here, bank it through here somewhere, and drop the cue ball maybe through here. Let's see if he does that. He's trying to figure out how to shoot the 2, but it looks to me like the cue ball is going dangerously close to the corner pocket, scratching the right-hand corner, isn't it?
It looks like it's going to be pretty close to that, unless he hit that long rail.
Wow. How do you like that shot?
Yeah, that was a very difficult shot. Executed about as well as you could execute it.
Holy God. Well, the only thing he did bad, he played bad position.
Well, after he made that ball, he's got good position.
Well, I mean, he got too close to the rail, Billy.
And the last ball he made was
phenomenal shot.
That's like a hanger compared to the last shot he shot, so therefore he did have good position.
Billy, did we just get a lot worse, or are there so many good players now? I mean, I don't remember everybody doing this kind of thing in the old days.
Well, there's a lot more good players today. There's no question about that, and it's so difficult to win a major 9-ball tournament today because there's so many capable players.
Right, anybody can beat anybody any given night by a couple rolls here and there decides the match. This is going to be a heck of an out if he completes it. Man, he fired the 2 in. It didn't look like the 2 had a real full pocket. And he went 3 rails to the 3 in the side, and the rest is starting to look like history. But of course, he still has to get on the 8 right.
He might have a problem here if it doesn't keep rolling.
Perfect. It's that perfect. I believe he's got enough angle to just go down to the end rail. Oh, 1 rail. That's better yet. There you won't have to worry about any pockets. He might not look as loose as the other guy, but he really can play. That was a heck of an out there. I'm going to quit pointing out safes because it looks like he'd just rather go on offense.
I believe that was game number 4. Now he's...
No, I think it's 2-1, isn't it?
I think that was game number 4.
Oh,
I think he has a 3-1 advantage in the match. It's 2-1? Okay, that was 2-2?
2-2.
2-2?
2-2.
Pardon me. Score is 2-2.
2-2.
But at least I was right with what game it was. It was the 4th game. So
right.
I'm like just half wrong. It always feels better to be half wrong than
well,
totally
I was
wrong.
half wrong, too. I knew somebody had 2.
That means that you were half wrong and I was half wrong. That means that we were just wrong.
That's why we're a team.
Half and half means wrong. 1 wrong. 1 out of 1.
How much is 1/2 times 1/2 in math?
Well, it's a quarter.
Hey, that's all right. I'm testing you, Billy. No, a lot of people can't answer that. Okay, let's take a look at his break. Right on the nose,
Yeah,
he hit it. He controlled the cue ball.
Very nicely hit
He
break.
made a ball, and he's got a cut at the 1.
The 2-ball position now near the end cushion.
Well, he has to make pretty good position shot. He's got to cut the 1, come through here, miss the 6 through here, and maybe come over here for the 2.
Oh, well, what about cutting the 1 and going in between the 6
Ooh, I don't know.
8 like
I
that?
don't know. I think he can miss the 6 on the inside and go on the other side of the side.
A lot of traffic that way.
Yeah, there's traffic your way too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if he hits before the side, going across table, there's a lot of traffic for him to get hooked. Taking the other route, I don't believe he can get hooked. And even if he hits the 8, he still might end up with a shot.
Well, let's see what he does. He looks too thin to like go between the 6 and 8, but maybe he could.
It's a better shot, though. It's just a better shot because
he's looking at it.
It's a better shot because even if you run into the 8 on either side of the 8, you still may end up with a shot. But if you go twice across table in front of the 6-8, you got 2 balls to get hooked with.
Well, we're going to find out shortly.
He may even hit it with speed to go 3 cushions.
Well, he missed it anyway, but he didn't lose his head. He got position, but he missed the ball. A little badly, too. But it's not going to hurt him any, I don't believe. I don't see any real good safe here.
Oh, there's a good safe here.
Charlie Williams is asking him, is he playing the 1 in the left-hand corner? Because if he is, he wants to call Scott over to make a call on this.
I would too.
Yeah, but I don't even know what he can gain shooting that.
No. I like banking the 1 anywhere in this area here, sending the cue ball over here and down here.
Yeah, I like
that.
that
Shot is fairly difficult to execute, but still a lot of distance in between the cue ball and the 1. Even a couple of balls that are possibly interfering balls like the 5 and the 6 will possibly aid him with this shot.
But at least for that shot, he doesn't need the tournament director.
No.
Oh, that might be a bad hit.
That was a bad hit. That was a bad hit. And he said it wasn't. It was a bad hit.
I think we're going to have a replay of that. I want to see that.
Later on in this game, we'll probably go back to that. That was a bad hit.
Yeah, Charlie Williams is not objecting. Well, how could he? I mean, the tournament director called it.
Well.
And ran away real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a bad call.
I think it was, too. But the NFL referees make bad calls. Why can't our tournament director?
But the NFL referees, they have instant replay.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter.
He could have threw
the flag. Disputed.
He could have threw the flag, and they could have taken a look at it.
Yeah, then he loses a timeout if he's wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
But at any rate, Evgeny made a pretty good shot, even with a bad hit.
And notice where the cue ball ended up, down this end of the table. On a good hit, that would be very, very hard for the cue ball to get down here. It could, but on a good hit, you'd have to put a super stroke on it. The other way, hitting the 5 first, it just flies off the 5, then the 1, and comes right back down.
While he's racking him, are we going to get a look at this? Is it possible? Let's see a replay of that.
In a little while, we'll be able to take a better look at it in slow motion, and then it'll be very clear whether or not it was a good or a bad hit. Now we're going to take a look at it now. Here it is.
Here comes the cue ball. It's already in flight right now. It hit the 5.
Nothing.
It hit the 5.
It's so close.
Yeah. But I think the 5 was up forward a little bit more than the 1, and I think he hit the 5 first.
That's
for that reason.
That's what I think, too.
The 5 was up forward. You know what? We'd need an overhead shot here.
That looks like a split hit.
Yeah. But, I mean, look where the 5 is. The 5 is about a ½ inch further north. Okay, it doesn't matter now. Okay, he broke and made a ball, and he shows the same kind of stroke left-handed. And look at the position he played here.
Now we'll have an opportunity to watch him really stroke a ball. I believe he's going to try to have to draw it down, back down table where the 3 is.
He definitely does.
There is a keyhole in between the 5 and the 7, but he'd have to draw it into the 5 and then stop there in order to attain a shot on the 3 in that fashion. I like for him to draw it straight back.
That's what he's going to try to do. Let's see. The last time he had to do a stroke like this, he didn't hit it real well, but there's nothing wrong with that stroke. It's scary, isn't it, Billy?
But no, it doesn't scare me.
Okay,
Because I don't have any plans in my future to play him a 9-ball, or for that matter, any other game, even.
and your tournament career is over?
I just said, oh, maybe it is over. Maybe
Well, if it isn't, you may draw him.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't ever have any plans to go into Russia. It's really cold in Russia, you know.
I know it. It's very cold. It's like Buffalo. Well, I can't say this is my favorite shot because it's a little bit off. Yeah, let's see the
Okay,
overhead.
let's take a look at that shot once again, this time from the overhead. This shot here is a little further away from the ball, so it's going to be probably pretty difficult to judge as well. Well, don't dog it. Hit the ball. Oh, it's just so close.
Well, I favored a bad hit because the 5 is a half-inch further upstream than the 1.
I see it the same way.
Yeah, look where the 5 goes.
Let's take a look at where the cue.
Let's take
a look where the cue ball goes.
Look at the path of the 5. You see it? It went the cut path. If you hit the 1 first, that 5 would have hit the side rail. You know what I'm talking about? Watch it. It cuts right in the path towards that diamond instead of glancing to the right rail. So I'm sure he hit the 5 first. But like you say, it's very close.
Well, since it was that close, you know, then we had to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's really not conclusive whether he hit the 1 or 5 first. So therefore, we just have to give him the benefit of the doubt and just
like the NFL. If it's not conclusive,
concur with the referee or the tournament director at that time.
The play stands. Yeah. That was neat stuff, and you know, in the past we could never do things like that. In fact, I remember when Pat would come to the tournament and he'd put a camera over every table, and that's all you saw. You know, whatever the camera showed you from one spot, and it seemed nice then, but look how it's progressed. And like once a tournament, I compliment Pat because I think he brought a lot of pool to the public. You know, I think they're much smarter now because of AccuStats. And he banked the 1 again, and this is called position while you wait. Really, because the cue ball was there first, and the 2 ball joined it later.
Position while you wait. Look at the position of the 4 to the left of the foot spot. The 9 blocks the pocket for the 4, but it represents a possible combination.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Of course, where he got now, that changes everything. Yeah, he's going to play the combination. But if he get, you know, if he would have thought about it and got an angle, he could have fell on the 4 over here. Oh, this is going to be a spectacular shot to me on this equipment. You know, he's about 3 feet away from the 4. The 4 is 2 feet away from the 9, and the 9 is about 8 inches from the pocket. This is not an easy shot.
No, it's not an easy shot. But he made it look like it was pretty easy.
Well, you know what it comes to? Mind over matter thing. If you think it's easy, it is. It's just when you get older and you start realizing these are tough, you might miss them.
It's 5-2 in favor of Evgeny, and you're probably right because both of us thought that it was a difficult shot, and both of us are over 50. You're way over. You're way over 50.
Thank you, Billy. But you know what? I'll bet you I beat you in a mile race.
Yeah, I bet you will too, because I'm not going a mile right now. Excuse me. Well, you were an ex-fighter, and you're used to working out, you know, running the,
Yeah,
hitting the road, you know, and running like that.
I did. I used to run 5 miles.
Yeah.
And I still walk quite a bit. Walking's good for you. See, I live between 2 racetracks, and I walk to either one of them if I feel like it.
At that time, he hit the one ball fairly squarely, and
it didn't bank.
No.
It didn't bank.
No.
He took away his bank. But now, Charlie, I don't think, can shoot the ball, and he's got that snooker safety I always talk about, you know. Hit the one right over here, bank the one right through here, and fall over here with the cue ball, and you got all those balls to get him with. That's a conventional snooker shot, but he's looking to cut the ball and billiard the 3. He wants to play total aggression, I think. Look at this. He's going to try to spin this one in and hit the 3 with the cue ball to hold it down table, when I don't think that's the right shot.
No, he's not going to shoot that shot.
He's thinking of it.
No, well, I think he's thinking about playing safe off of the 1, setting the cue ball 2 cushions around the 3. Or maybe he's just banking the 1. Banking the 1, that's what he's doing. No, he's putting the cue ball behind the 3.
He played safe that way, and that's a pretty good shot. But it leaves an easy kick. I like my shot better. You know, the long, if you got a choice, leave the long kick versus the short. You know, you'd bet, you'd lay any kind of price he's going to hit this. 2 rails, right?
Well, maybe he was, yeah, he's going to hit it, but he doesn't necessarily have to do well.
Well, if he like Efren does this greatly, he kicks 2 rails and hits the inside of the 1, not that.
Well, he's going to scratch.
Yes, he did. You know what I'm talking about? Efren kicks and hits the downside of the 1. The 1 goes upstream, and the cue ball glances, stays down here.
Well, Efren's in the Philippines, and Evgeny's in Moscow. So, you know, when Charlie opted to play a safe behind a 3, he knew he wasn't playing Reyes. And anyways, maybe he was certain that he could hook him behind a 3, but not certain that he could hook him with the other safety, you know? So
that's right. Well, whatever he did, it turned out right. So, you know, you got to say he did the right thing.
Now take a look at the 4 positioned behind the 8. 4 ball. This is the 2, this is the 3. How do you get from the 3 to the 4?
It's a little tricky, but
very tricky.
But I think well, let's wait till he gets there. But I think when he makes this and stops, I think he has to try to go from here to here to somewhere over here.
Yeah, that seems to be about the only really accessible route to the 4.
And it looks natural too. Just miss the 7 going by, and you're falling on the 4.
Right. Now he's looking to get reposition the cue ball straight on the 3 and draw it straight back.
Well,
a little more difficult to do that because he has to get really almost perfect on the 3. This way, just about any angle will suffice going across table with the 3.
No, he did it. He did what I said. He just has to miss the 7 going in now. You don't need a low ball. I think English alone will bring you to the proper path.
Well, you see, this angle he's left himself with is not a natural angle. Had he drifted down table further with the cue ball, then he would have had a natural angle. This may be a little more difficult to control the cue ball with. Well, see, if he would have drifted down table another 6 inches, he could then feel the angle much better because it would have been natural, and then he could have made the adjustment from there if he needed to. Now he has to, like, just more or less kind of like guess it.
Yeah, he should have thought of this ahead of time. You don't wait till you get on the ball and figure out what to do. It would have been natural, like you say. But meanwhile, it looked natural to me. After he hit it, he froze on the 6.
No, it stopped in time. He has a shot. Yeah.
I can't tell by his face.
He has a shot.
Sure he does. He's winding up to shoot it now.
I like going toward the 6 here.
Not towards it. Go around it and go between the 6 and 7.
No, I like going 2 cushions toward the 6 or inside the 6 and 8.
I like the outside like this. But we're both out of the tournament, so we could have both been wrong. Might have been a 3rd way.
Well, I like getting closer to the 5 here.
What is this, a tough shot?
No,
he's going to make
this. He's going to draw it back.
Sure he is.
The other way you would have options. You could have played it up the other corner, 2 cushions around it.
Well, I don't see much wrong with this, but you're right. You wanna do it the easy way, but these young players, they think they're in line anywhere it stops, it looks like. He got on the 7 pretty good. Just gotta draw the ball back a little, get straight in on the 8 or any angle. He can shoot the 8 and 9 in the same pocket.
This is game number 8. Evgeny leads in the match 5-2. Williams trying to narrow the gap, and looks like he will, to 5-3.
Well, he had to mount some kind of charge right there, because you don't want to get on let the guy get 6 while you're still on 2. But he made a pretty good out there, and it's his break. So once again, if he can make a ball run out, it's only 5-4. Make a game out of this.
In a match between 2 undefeated players, John Hager and Jose Perica, John Hager made short work of Perica, beating him 9-2.
Well, Perica's just a bank pool player.
Now this looks like a pretty good break. Even though the 5 doesn't pass the 7 into the corner pocket, the 4 ball is positioned closely to the 5. 2 ball near the 9, 3 ball near the bottom cushion. The 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all on this side of the table.
Tell me this: how about going 1 or 2 rails and just nudge the 7 a little bit by the 5?
No,
just a straight pool shot.
That's no good.
Why not? He's got position for the 3.
Because you don't want to get bad on the 3.
He won't get bad on the 3 if he just nudges it. You only got to knock the 7 a couple inches.
The 5 and 7 is a very easy combination.
Oh, okay. But this is free to try to do.
Yeah, well,
like that.
Yeah, he can get bad on the 3.
Well, I don't know. The 4 goes in the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's got a very small pocket with the 4.
You're
the
right.
side.
He does. He does. But
he don't like it either right now.
No, he doesn't have much angle on the 3, and.
You know, the 5-7 combination was really easy.
I wouldn't have tried to go 2 rails and hit the 7. I was talking about 1 rail, and that would have kept you at an angle. But he's going to go forward 2 rails and still have a shot on the 4 and pretty close to it. I mean, you'd rather be shooting here than have the other guy shoot, wouldn't you?
Well, of course, you know.
Sure.
But I just thought that was unnecessary, where you could have gotten much better on the 3. Because like I said, he's shooting into a very small pocket, and you want to get as close to it as possible.
You're right. See, he barely made it, and if he had any more difficult shot, he wouldn't have made it probably. But the probably's over. He moved the 7 out of the way. He got through the trouble spots, and now he's got control of the cue ball again. I think he's just going to draw 1 rail, 1 straight back, and shoot the 6 where his knee is right now. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, but he's fallen a lot short of the mark.
I'm glad he moved his knee out of the way. Now the 6 goes.
He's going to have to use a little bit of a finesse stroke here and stay above the 7 and make this half difficult shot on the 6. Let's see if he has this in his arsenal.
Well, tell me this, Billy. Have you seen this kid play much?
I've seen him play a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
he's a good player.
you know, gambling, I'm liable to throw the rack in right here like Earl Strickland does. But I don't think there's any problems here. This kid shoots straight. You know, he doesn't care. I mean, he just gets up and plays. He's another one who just loves the game. And plays and plays and plays. Perfect finesse. You know, control the cue ball under the 9, get straight in on the 8.
And he has a good concentration when he's at the table. His eyes very seldom wander around. He keeps focused on what he's doing, and that's playing pool. And that's what you got to look for when you look at young players play. Look at their eyes. Are they wandering, or are they looking at the spectators? Are they being distracted by anything? Charlie Williams seems comfortable out there. You know, it's all business, and that's the way a player should play.
Well, you know, the score didn't affect him at all. He was just losing 5-2, and he just made 2 great outs to get back in the match. It's 5-4 now.
Right, 5-4, and we have all of a sudden a very interesting match, 5-4, in favor of Evgeny Stalev from Moscow. But Charlie's charging.
Whoever would have thought 30 years ago that there would be pool players from Russia? You know, you get the impression that all they did was make tanks and weapons and missiles and stuff. But
in James Bond movies.
Yeah. Right. Right. I never saw a pool room in a James Bond movie. From Russia with Love. He made the 1 on the side. He made the 6. He was going to make the 8 also, and all of a sudden.
And he's left this really difficult shot. I'll tell you, I don't know if I would even attempt to shoot this shot, Danny. He has to elevate over the 8, shoot a great distance before he contacts the 2. This shot is just about impossible.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would have to dare my opponent. I'd roll the 8 in the pocket and freeze the cue ball on the chalk and let the other guy decide what he's going to do. I'd rather have the other guy shoot.
You can never do that with the quality of players that we're watching right now. No way. No way could you freeze the cue ball on the rail.
Evgeny's been sitting there 2 racks now.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there 2 racks if you do that.
Well, I think it's a good time to test him. You know, I wouldn't want to shoot this.
No way. No, you can't shoot it.
He's going to push. I don't know how you can get the best of a push.
Well, you probably can't, but you're going to probably end up with a better shot than the one he had right there shooting over the 8.
Yeah. Okay, what do you do now?
Well, you know, there's no guarantee that he's going to hook him here. It's very difficult for him to hook him here, you know.
This is another time I might pass the shot. I mean, you know, I don't think he's going to snooker him.
Can't pass this shot.
He just left him long, and that was a pretty good shot.
This is a better shot than what he had before.
Yeah, but here's the snooker shot again. You know, that shot I keep talking about. One of these times they're going to play it. Hit the 2 here, bank the 2 up here, and drop down here.
There's no snooker there, though.
Well, I mean, that's a snooker shot because you're leaving him long. I don't mean a snooker.
I see.
Snooker shot. This comes up all the time in snooker.
Yeah.
He's looking at billiarding the 8 in, you know, right now.
Well, the only way he can billiard the 8 if he hits it with speed.
That's what he's doing. I like my shot here, especially with the 8 there. You're going to come behind and bump it. Just have good speed on the 2. Let the other guy figure out something. But he's actually playing the 8.
Well, he must like it. He's going to hit it with some speed. The 2 ball's going to go probably 3 cushions here.
Back and forth. It might be another position while you wait shot. He made that, and the 2 might go nowhere. He's got another difficult shot, and I think the 7 is in the way, too. You know, I don't know how easy it is to get position.
Well, the 7 really may aid him in playing position if he hits the 7 thick enough here.
I don't know.
If not, he can just cross it on the thin side and go back up table.
Well,
like so.
I didn't agree with the billiard, but go ahead. Let me see what you're talking about.
He can either play the 2, or my telestrator's broken, I think. No, it's working. He can either play the 2 or cross it on the high side, sending the cue ball back up here.
Yeah, well, the main thing is to get that cue ball up there and get the 2 on the end rail, but then you got to worry about leaving a billiard or a combination on the 9. A lot of things
I wouldn't
to
worry about any of that. I just go ahead and cross and hit on the thin side and let my opponent worry about making something from there.
But he wants to shoot. I have to bet he's shooting the ball.
Well, this is okay too. If he's confident in the shot, that's fine too. You know, he hit the center of the pocket.
How's that? Huh?
Well, that's why if you leave a guy like Charlie Williams or even Evgeny on the other end, but the other 2 ball was easier than that shot.
What a great shot.
You know?
What a great shot.
That shot had to be hit cleaner than the other two ball, and yet it didn't present much of a problem for him.
And he actually rolled it. It isn't like he stroked it. I mean, he just rolled it with confidence, perfect speed. Now he's got a little angle on the 5. Do you just go forward and play the 7 up the corner or in the side, or do you draw back and play it in that right-hand corner?
I force it over a little bit and just cut the 7 in the side. Like that. Just force it a little bit over and then cut the 7 in the side. And with the speed that he hit it with, he could afford to even miss the 5 a little bit, and the pocket probably would have accepted the shot.
That's what he did.
Now this, I play the 9 in the lower left-hand corner. I don't drag it. I play it. I go with a high ball and play it in the lower left-hand corner. That way, you keep the accuracy on the shot.
Perfectly done.
It certainly is, and all of a sudden, this match is tied up 5 games apiece.
With good playing, too. It isn't 5.
Well, of course it's good playing. You don't drop behind 5-2 and tie it up if you don't play well.
I didn't agree with that shot he shot on the billiard, but, you know.
Well, you know, I didn't necessarily like that shot as well, but he made it look like it was a hanger.
Yeah. And then the 2 was nothing. Great shot. Well, he's waiting there with the rack. I mean, Evgeny is, to make sure that Charlie Wiliams approves before he walks away. He doesn't approve. Something's not touching, and he wants it touching.
What's going to be interesting for me to see if Evgeny has another appearance, if he gets another appearance back or opportunity back at the table, how well he responds to the challenge,
Yeah,
you know, because,
right.
you know, he was ahead 5-2, feeling good and loose and everything, but now it's tied up 5 apiece again, and there's a lot more pressure on him right now, you know, only 2 out of 3 for the match here.
We'll see what he's made of when a guy fights back at him. But like Irvin Crane used to tell me about young players, if he doesn't have heart now, he's never going to have it. You gotta have heart. Remember that song by the Four Aces?
Oh, yeah. All you really need is heart.
When the odds are saying you'll never win. That's when the grin should start. Well, they're having an argument. Charlie thinks it's okay. Evgeny is trying to rack him best he can. They have called the tournament director, and Scott might be the final guy who touches this rack. They're having a little trouble. Anyway, do we have time for a little joke?
Yeah, go ahead. I think we have a little time.
Okay.
That's probably got to be a good one.
Okay, yeah. This guy is dying. He's on his deathbed. And he tells his wife, honey, I got something weighing on me badly in my chest. I got to get off my... She says, never mind. No, it's late in life. Don't worry yourself. He says, no, I went to bed with your best girlfriend. She says, honey, she pats him on the head, honey, don't worry about it. It's okay. He says, well, I got something else to say. I went to bed with your sister. She says, don't worry about it. I'm telling you, don't worry about it. He says, well, I got really something bad. You know, I got to tell you. I went to bed with your mother. She says, I know. I've known it for some time. That's why I poisoned you.
Okay, we are going to see Evgeny come back to the table, and the cue ball is going to end up scratching, so therefore Evgeny will have a shot, ball in hand, and the 8 and 9 seem to be laying rather difficult on this end of the table.
Yeah, that's the only problem. That's the only problem. You know, you'd like to see everything 8 inches apart here, right? When the guy just tied the game. But it is nice to start with ball in hand after all that, right? Well, I think he's got to just draw the ball back and shoot the 3 in the same pocket. Then he's got to do some real good maneuvering to get to the 4.
And he's going to draw back again, but not far, which is I don't know. It looks like it's a little bit. No, it looks like it has a little angle.
Just a little. You'd like a
Maybe
little
not.
more.
Look at the monitor.
Yeah, I am. He
may not have an angle.
He's got a hair angle, but if he doesn't have a hair angle, then draw it back and shoot the 5 in the far corner.
Ooh, that's really difficult.
I know, but he's in that kind of position now. He should have looked a little bit better and made sure he got an angle. That's what he's doing. I believe he's drawing it all the way back.
I think so.
Yes, he is.
He is.
And it was nothing.
No, it looked like it was nothing, but it really wasn't the way it looked.
Well, as Weenie Beanie used to say, I'd rather eat a green bug than shoot that shot.
I mean, he hit that shot perfectly. Notice the speed that he hit it with.
Well, he got a little funny here, but he's going to have to go upstream now and come back.
Yeah, he seems to be in pretty good line, though, Danny. Watch.
Is he trying to get an... Uh-oh, watch outside pocket. But see, now he should have left an angle to where if he got anywhere over here, he could have shot the 7 and possibly fell on this side of the 8. Now he doesn't have that opportunity. He can roll it and bank the 8, I believe.
Well, yeah, he can do that for sure. Is there a room for him to just roll it and then cut the 8
in?
in?
Well, maybe. But I think he played for the bank and not real well.
No, not very well at all. Now it's a decision whether or not you play safe or bank it.
He wants to go down swinging. And he made it, and he's got another little tricky shot. You wouldn't want to have this to go to the electric chair if you missed it.
No, but this side of the table, I think, plays in favor of rolling it.
It did before they leveled it. Now I suspect it goes to the other side.
I think the table's really playing well.
They are. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'd rather not be shooting this. But, of course, it never even hit the rail, I don't think.
Well, he would have made that on the snooker table.
Well, does that answer your question?
Yeah, he reached the hill first, and he responded well to the challenge. Well, so, therefore, he's passed every test he's been confronted with. So,
he shot the 4 and drew it back, and you said no, no, no. And I could feel him thinking, and he made that. Then he played position for the bank and got funny on the 8 and made it anyway. Then he got not a gimme on the 9. No. And he never hit the rail.
No, he never hit the rail.
And he's on the hill.
And he's definitely on the hill. And Charlie Wiliams has played really well, very well. And he's looking at his opponent being on the hill with him only having 5 games.
I'm to this match and seeing these young kids play like this on tight equipment. It's making me consider retiring from tournaments, especially 9-ball.
Well, Danny, you should have retired from 9-ball tournaments a long time ago.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Billy.
Wow, he hit the break well.
He almost went inside, but that doesn't count, almost.
And he's going to end up with a shot on the 1.
The walls opened up. I mean, he was totally behind something, and then it was like a Moses thing,
It looks like he can go forward here, too.
Yeah, he could. He'd go 2 rails at this.
And the balls are spread really nicely over the table.
He's not real happy with this, but I think he can roll it and shoot the 3 up this corner. That's a hanger compared to the 9 he shot.
Yeah,
he can roll it.
He's got excellent speed, too.
And he can get an angle to get to the 4. He's got just enough angle where if he forces it, he's going towards the 4. Center ball, pop it in, and you're going as close as you want to that 4. Perfect.
And he's pocketing extremely well, very cleanly. Charlie Wiliams in his chair, really totally helpless, cannot do anything about what's happening on the table.
Yeah, and he did all he could do in his chances. It's just amazing.
Very nicely executed shot. Maybe falling a little bit too far to the left of the 5. A little bit of suspense left yet, Danny.
Not much, though, because like I said, he's young and he thinks all this is easy.
Wait a second, he missed this.
Well,
he missed this. Wiliams unexpectedly jumping out of the chair.
This is destined to be hill now. I love it, and so do the people.
Yeah, well, Charlie cannot see the 5. He's either going to have to bend it around the 6 or kick at it. And a kick isn't that easy because the 5 really isn't that deep in the pocket.
once again, my saying that when a player looks like he's out and he misses the ball, you don't care where it stops, you're still alive. I think he could hook it a little, and the English will bring him to a shot on the 6 up this corner, and I think the table favors that side a little bit anyway. All he has to do is twirl it a little, make the 5 softly, and shoot the 6 up this corner. I say all he has to do with the guy on the hill, by the way. So
well, why don't we just do this? You do it with the pen on the telestrator. Show us.
Okay, I believe that if he can just curve it a little bit and hit the edge of the 5 and come maybe a little this way, he can shoot the 6 up this corner.
He'll probably end up over here.
Well, not if he does it soft enough.
Wow.
Well, it happened, but with a little more speed than I predicted.
He hit the edge of it. I mean,
yeah. But he had to hit a little speed, I guess, to make the cue ball grab. So now I mean, compared to what he's been doing, this is nothing. But, you know, it's not absolutely easy, but he's got to be overjoyed that he's at the table.
Okay,
and this has to look easy.
Here's what he has here. He has a decision to make. Do you elevate on the 6, make this shot play a little bit tougher, or do you level off, cinch the 6, and maybe play the 8 to either the side or the corner?
I think he could stroke it low where he's at. I mean, he doesn't need to hit it.
I know he can stroke it low, but in order to stroke it low, he has to elevate. And when you elevate, it really diminishes the accuracy. So this is a decision. Do you elevate and make a tough shot out of it, or do you cinch it and play the 8 elsewhere?
I'll lay you 2 breakfasts to 1, he gets out. Whatever he does.
Well, I'll tell you what, he
Never
elevated.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Never a doubt.
He elevated it, hit it real good pocket speed, and had he hit it any harder than that, the pocket wouldn't have accepted the shot, and we got a hill match here.
Right. When I was playing, I would love it when the ball wiggled and fell in, and I'd say, never a doubt. You know,
I'll tell you what, this is an outstanding match, Danny. Both players have played extremely well. You know, on tight equipment like this, it's expected to miss a ball here and there. I think that both of these players showed a lot of heart, they showed a lot of skills, and I think they both deserve to win this match.
They both look like they weigh about 120, and their heart weighs 100 pounds of it. That's the way I describe it.
Yeah.
Charlie Williams.
As Scott Smith would say, we've got action on table 19. He always says that when it's a hill. Well, Charlie wants a good
I think the
rack.
people out there that have never seen Evgeny, which I'm sure there's quite a few out there that have never seen Evgeny play, and Charlie Williams as well, are really going to be thoroughly entertained with this match in every respect.
Listen. They've already been entertained, even if they miss 4 times each this rack. I mean, they have been entertained. You've seen every variety of pool. Kicks, long shots, billiards. It's amazing. I'm really glad I came myself just to see this.
And what makes it so unique is that normally the first time anyone plays in front of the AccuStat camera, they don't do well. But here we have 2 first-timers doing extremely well. And, you know, in the heat of battle.
Youthful as they are, I think they're not even aware. They've talked themselves out, not even being aware they're on camera. Uh-oh. Nothing good's going to happen here, except for Charlie Williams, but not really. You know, the push, I don't know where you're going to push. The 8's in the way of the 1.
Well, you're going to push this to the left of the 9 and just leave them the bank on the 1 to the right and the cue ball to the down
but
table.
Move the 9 out of the way. Oh, you got to say shoot here now, Billy, don't you? Are you going to accept this?
Well, had he not repositioned the 9 there, I don't know. But since he repositioned the 9 there, you have to let him shoot. See, I would have banked the 1 to the right of the 3. But since he repositioned the 9 there, that shot may be a little more difficult to execute.
Well, can he bank the 1 towards the 4 and just drop the cue ball on the end rail?
Well, that's what I was talking about. You got to bank the 1 to the right of the 3.
Okay. 3 or to the 9 also?
To the right. Well, no, you can't bank it to the right of the 9. That's too difficult.
I don't. Well, you're right. There's a big window open there.
No, it's too difficult. A bad angle.
What is he looking at then? You mean that this is a tough thing to do?
Yeah, very tough. That's very tough.
You know, hitting the 1 right here.
That 9 ball's so big.
Well, he's got like 2 feet between the 2 and the 9.
Well, no, that's too, and it's harder to control the cue ball, cutting it. You want to go through the 1 ball here.
Let me say this. Anytime I ever try to think what Charlie Williams is going to do, he does something differently anyway. So, I mean, this will be no exception.
See how he's doing it there?
He did it through the 3, like you said.
Now he controls the cue ball better. See where the cue ball is? Now, if he cuts it, then he can't control the cue ball. And if he hits the 9 with the 1, he loses.
Well, he didn't snooker him, but now here comes that snooker play again, and all he has to do with that is worry about scratching off the 4. You see the shot again? Once again, here's that shot where you hit the 1 there and bank it through here.
I don't like that shot.
And he goes off of there, maybe off the 4.
Yeah, I don't like that. Here's the shot I like. I like hitting the 1 into the 6, sending the cue ball down here, up here, and trying to get back at one of these 2 balls.
Yeah, that's a good shot. But if he hits it bad, the 1's going to be able to go. You know, it isn't like the 5 had. He did what you said. He did what you said and left the combination.
Yeah, he got him back at the 9. That's what he did.
Oh, yes. Well, it's a good thing he did.
That's what he did.
But you're right. The balls are there. You know, they've been there the whole game. But look at this. If he didn't do that, he barely did it, but he did it. So it counts.
Well, it certainly does count.
It counts.
And he was in a tough spot. And it could be a match-winning shot because they're both on the hill. And I'd say, considering how well both of these players have been playing, the player with the first legitimate opportunity will win this match.
Well, you know, he's going to kick 1 rail and just try to hit the 1, but I'd almost think about hitting the 1 and pocketing the 5. I mean, he'll kick that way.
Well, can he kick 2 cushions? Can he kick 2 cushions like this?
Oh, yes.
1, 2.
Yeah, he has that.
That's the way to kick.
Yeah, that's a bigger ball.
And plus, you got a better chance of walking away leaving your opponent a tougher shot.
He's got the 1 rail or 2, but that's tough to judge, especially shooting hard. That ball might come off real sharp. I think he's looking at the 2 railer right now.
I like the 2 rail kick.
That's what he's doing.
This way you don't have to hit it hard. Just hit it where if he hits the 1 on the side, the cue ball then goes up table, you know, and the 1 may stay right around. The one may stay just right around here, somewhere, you know, over here somewhere, and he's got at least these 2 balls there to either block the pocket or even hook him with.
Yeah, you're right about that. I just have a strong feeling that something really unusual is going to happen in this game. I don't think it's going to be miss the ball in hand and an easy run out. I just feel like something dramatic is going to happen.
No, he shouldn't kick this hard. Well, he kicked it too hard. Had he kicked it softer, I think the English would have had more time to grab off that 2nd cushion, and then he would have contacted the 1 on the side.
Oh boy, he's got a real ball in hand. He can place that cue ball somewhere near the 4 ball with an angle. Oh, he's going to shoot the count. I don't like that.
I kind of like this because it opens up the pocket for the 3 as well.
The 3 goes in the other corner. Here he can place the ball with an angle, go right to the 2, and shoot the 1 in that left-hand corner pocket. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but he's going to have to get real good on the 2.
Place the cue ball right there. Make the 1 and have the cue ball glance right over to here. That's what I like. Oh, I don't know about this, but, you know, it's another possibility, I guess. Shoot the 2 in the other corner. Yeah,
that's probably even better because now it's natural back up if he's able to stay on that nice angle.
My shot was no good because he didn't have a good angle to get to the 3. Now he just center ball, pound it, and he's going 1 rail to the 3.
Right.
That's a good shot.
The position to the 3 is much more accessible.
Look at the speed he had there. Shoot the 3. It looks like he can come back a little. He's got a little bit of an angle where he can get on the 4 in this corner to the side where the 6 is.
Well, right now is a very crucial shot, and also later in the rack, possibly the 6 to the 7. So therefore, these 2 shots, the 3 to the 4, and then the 6 to the 7, seems to be the only 2 problem areas he'll have to deal with. He brushed to 4.
More 6 to the 7, I would have said in that spot, because he wasn't going to miss the ball. You know, if he doesn't get real close on the 6, which he's got perfect angle to get as close as he wants to the 6, and he wants to get straight in.
Right, and he wants to get close because he's right-handed and he can reach it.
Look at this shot. I mean,
what speed he has. Isn't it beautiful speed?
Perfect.
Plus he's right-handed. He can reach it. No problem here.
I'll tell you what he reminds me of. He reminds me of a Russian Efren. I mean, that same kind of touch. Well, he could have shot that a little bit harder.
Yeah, he certainly could have.
Yeah, he jumped up, though, you see. In the stroke, he jumped up, and he lost a little of the stroke. I mean, I still would rather be the one shooting, but I would like to be a little bit better than this.
He's probably going to contact a 9 here. Whoop, no, he missed it on the outside. And now he's a great distance from the 8. You know, even though the 8's positioned closely to that corner pocket, it's still missable because he's going to have to cut it. And if he happens to hit it roughly, considering the distance he is from the 8, I don't expect the pocket to take this ball, but he's a big favorite to make it, but he doesn't have to. Hit it with good speed.
Perfect. Killed it for the side pocket, but he's 50-yard line-ish. Where do you go here? Side or corner?
Side pocket here.
Yes.
Side pocket.
Side is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. From this angle, the corner pocket doesn't play easy. That did.
He didn't let it roll off either. He hit it with that firm stroke. That's a great match.
Yeah, it certainly is a great match. And finished like a great match. Supposed to finish with the player that had the first legitimate opportunity, you know, running the balls. And that's exactly what he's done.
And that's exactly what you predicted. And that was a great match to do. And it was a great match to have on AccuStats.
Yeah, I'm certainly sure once the word gets out that this particular video will be a hot seller.
Oh, I would say. Son of a gun, I have to agree. We have a lot of Asiatic players in this country, and now we got a Russian player going on the tour. I mean, and very impressive. Well, my friend that staying with me, you know, Stefan Cohen, he's rooming with me, and he told me at the beginning of the week this kid can play.
Well, you can see now.
Yeah, he already broke Grady playing one pocket.
Right.
You know, I mean, he let Grady get cleansed.
He actually toyed with him. He beat him 12 out of 16 games.
What is he doing now? He's placing.
That's the shot Charlie Wiliams missed. No, that's the shot he missed. And Charlie Wiliams massayed it.
You're
that
right.
was the 5 ball.
Yeah. You played terrible, kid.
Well, Charlie Wiliams has nothing.
You missed one ball.
Charlie Wiliams has nothing to be ashamed about here. I mean, he really played well. He just ran into a guy that played, you know, just as well and just had maybe a couple more opportunities.
I can't speak Russian, so I don't think we're going to do an interview. Anyway, Billy, you want to close it and give the people the 800 number?
Right, we're not going to do an interview, but it's been a pleasure working with you, Danny, and I'm glad we did this match. Like you say, it was a great match, very entertaining.
It was,
and it figures to be a real popular match as well. So, in behalf of Danny DiLiberto, this is Bill in Cardona, saying thanks a lot for supporting AccuStats. Give Pat a call. If you're by a phone, the number is 1-800-828-0397.